No worry, put in the comments. No, go back. Go back, please. No. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Fubara State, Siminalayi Fubara, GSS, is here with his entourage to present the River State 2026 Appropriation Bill. Come on, wait.
No, he's going out. Cameraman, be in front though.
Governor Nyesom Wike's appearance before the Rivers State House of Assembly to present the 2026 Appropriation Bill may have lasted only a few minutes, but politically, It was one of the biggest moments in Rivers State since the crisis between him and his political godfather, former Rivers State Governor and current Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike erupted shortly after the 2023 general elections. To understand the significance of the moment, one must rewind to where it all began. When Fubara emerged as governor in 2023, many believed Rivers State had simply witnessed a smooth transition and transfer of power from one ally to another. Wike had invested enormous political capital in ensuring Fubara succeeded him, and expectations were that the new governor would continue operating within the political framework established by his predecessor. Few persons imagined that within months, the relationship would deteriorate into one of Nigeria's fiercest political rivalries. The first sign of trouble emerged over who truly controlled the machinery of government. While Wike remained one of the most influential politicians in the country after becoming Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Fubara appeared determined to exercise the constitutional powers of a governor indefinitely. What started as whispers within political circles soon exploded into open confrontations. Then came what many political observers described as opening whistle of the Rivers Political World Cup. The House of Assembly became divided. Lawmakers loyal to Wike, led by Martin Amaewhule, broke away, while a smaller group stood firmly behind Fubara. Court cases multiplied almost weekly. The assembly complex became a theater of political drama, complete with political presence, barricades, and competing claims of legitimacy. At one point, it appeared Rivers State had two assemblies, two speakers, and two competing centers of political authority. If Rivers politics were a FIFA World Cup match, the first half between 2023 and early 2025 looked less like Brazil versus Argentina and more like two teammates wrestling over who should take a penalty kick, while the opposition simply watched in amusement. Instead of passing the ball, everyone wanted to score the winning goal alone. President Bola Tinubu eventually stepped in as a referee, attempting to calm tension through a peace agreement. Like many VAR decisions in football, however, neither side appeared fully satisfied. The agreement slowed the tempo briefly, but did not completely end the contest. The match simply entered extra time. The Supreme Court later delivered rulings that strengthened the constitutional standing of the Amaewhule-led assembly. That judgment changed the political calculations for both camps. Just as a football team trailing in the 85th minute abandons fancy dribbles and starts playing more direct football, both sides gradually realized that endless confrontation was becoming politically expensive. Governance was suffering, development projects were slowing, investors were becoming cautious, and Rivers people were growing wary of a political battle that seemed to have no final whistle. That is why Fubara's presentation of the 1.854 trillion naira budget of resilience for growth and development before the Amaewhule-led assembly carried enormous symbolic weight. This was not merely about figures and revenue projections. It was about optics. It was about the governor walking into a chamber that until recently represented one of the biggest center of opposition to his administration. It was about Martin Amaewhule presiding in full speaker's regalia without confrontation. It was about the majority leader formally moving a motion to receive the governor while the minority leader seconded it. For those who have followed Rivers politics over the last 3 years, that picture alone tells a story words can hardly capture. Yet, the million naira political questions remains. Does this mean the feud between Fubara and Wike is over? The answer is probably no, not yet. Politics often resemble the FIFA World Cup kickout stage. Two teams may shake hands before kickoff, exchange jerseys after the final whistle, and even smile during the national anthem. But once the referee blows the whistle, everyone knows there is still a contest. Likewise, institutional cooperation does not necessarily translate into personal reconciliation. The budget presentation should therefore be interpreted as evidence that constitutional governance has returned, not necessarily that political trust has been fully restored. Fubara had a constitutional responsibility to present the budget before the recognized assembly, while the lawmakers equally had a constitutional responsibility to receive it. Both sides fulfill both obligations. Another important consideration is the approach of the 2027 election. Every major political actor in Rivers understands that prolonged conflict could weaken their respective political structures. Sometimes, in football, a team defending a slim team in the closing minute stops chasing spectacular goals and focus on keeping possession until the final whistle. That appears to be the current stage and strategy in Rivers politics. The emphasis seems to have shifted from open confrontation to careful management of differences. There is also no public evidence that the deep political disagreements which triggered the crisis have disappeared. The issues surrounding control of party structures, political appointments, grassroots influence, and succession politics remain largely unresolved. These are not disagreements that vanished simply because a budget has been presented peacefully. Perhaps the better analogy is the famous 2022 FIFA World Cup final between Argentina and France. Argentina appeared comfortable in control at 2-0 before Kylian Mbappe scored twice within minutes to force extra time. Even after Lionel Messi restored Argentina's lead, Mbappe struck again to make it 3-3 before the match was eventually decided on penalties. The lesson from that final is simple. In football, a match is never truly over until the referee blows the final whistle. Rivers politics appears to be at a similar stage. What looked impossible months ago has happened, but it may simply represent the beginning of a claimer phase rather than the end of the rivalry. For Governor Fubara, the successful presentation of the budget projects an image of a leader willing to work within constitutional institutions despite past disagreements. For Amaewhule and the Assembly, receiving the governor reinforces their legitimacy following months of legal and political battles. Both sides gain politically from appearing matured and focused on governance. Whether Wike and Fubara have genuinely reconciled will become clearer in the months ahead. The real indicators will not be photographs taken during the budget presentation, but how both camps behave afterwards. If budget implementation proceeds without obstruction, if appointment and legislative approvals becomes routine, if public exchange of criticism reduces significantly, and if both camps begin appearing together at major political events, then one could argue that Rivers politics has entered a new chapter. For now, however, it is more accurate to describe the situation as a ceasefire rather than a peace treaty. The players have returned to the pitch, the crowd has stopped throwing bottles, and the referee has restarted the game. But anyone who watches football knows that until the final whistle is blown, a dramatic late equalizer or even a stoppage time winner cannot be a rule out. I want to know your take. Please drop your take on the comment section. Don't forget to like and share and hit the notification bell so you will get our videos as they drop.